Well, a little bit of a forgettable week for the Toledo Mud Hens as they dropped 5 of 6 in Omaha. As we welcome in Matt Melzak. And Matt, there were some high points in that week out in Nebraska. Among them, the return of Jace Young. He's been on the IL for a couple of weeks with a wrist injury. Had a couple of rehab games in Florida, then comes back to Nebraska for the Hens and really rips the ball all over the park.
Yeah, he did, especially that 2-homer game and the Hens' lone win. That's where everybody was homering, it felt like, that night. But yeah, good to have Jace back in the lineup, just lengthens that lineup a little bit more. This is a team that, I mean, they still have a lot of pop. I know they're missing Parker Meadows right now at the top of the order. With him being out in Detroit, it's kind of taken Valade out of that lineup now. So, yeah, that depth has been challenged a little bit lately. And in Omaha, you got to be able to score runs. They're going to score runs, A, because they're a really good offensive team, and B, that park, as we talked about last week when you were out and Joel was in, and I mentioned to him, hey, you're going to have to score runs there because the ball can fly. And it really did fly all week long and just flew a little bit more for Omaha than it did Toledo.
Yeah, with Ryan Valade up in Detroit, that means Akil Baddoo back with the Hens. He had a triple on Sunday. Another guy swinging a good bat right now is Andrew Navigado. He's been consistent.
It feels like, he had the hot start right away when he came up, and then he kind of swooned a little bit. But now he's kind of been in a consistent run. And you see him batting, and that average has stayed between 280 and 300. If he can keep doing that, I think there's obviously some roster moves that would have to be made for him to get an opportunity in Detroit this year because of the fact he's not on the 40-man. Changes things. But I think at some point, if he continues to do what he's doing, you got to take a look at him at the major league level because defensively, he can help you out up the middle. That he can play, no question about that. And he can fill in the other spots as well. So he's a guy who has come up with some really nice hits. I know Tim Fedorovich moved him around a little bit in the lineup this past week. I saw him hitting leadoff a couple of days. So he's a guy that gets on base. He knows how to handle the bat very well. He's just a solid player. And sometimes those guys, I know he doesn't have a lot of fanfare. He's not, a number 2 prospect or something in the Tigers organization or a top 100 guy. But sometimes those guys succeed at the major league level when they do everything well. Maybe they don't have that one tool that you go, wow, but they do everything very well. That can be a successful major league player.
So we've got a couple of off days as it's the All-Star break for the big leagues, All-Star break for the minor leagues as well. So the Hens off Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then a 9-game homestand beginning on Friday.
Yeah, coming right out of the break. Remember, they started the second half of the 9-game homestand. They're going to do it again here coming out of the break and really need to get on track here. That losing 5 out of 6 in Omaha puts you back a little bit in the second half standing. So, that home cooking might be the recipe for them to get going, get against the St. Paul team that they struggled with a little bit the last time they went out there to St. Paul, and then they get Louisville the following week. So there's 9 games there. They'll all be at home. Check the promotional calendar. Some great promo options down at Fifth Third Field. As always, the promo team, A+. We know that down at Fifth Third Field. It's going to be a blast. Get down there and check out the Hens. And, we're moving into the later part of July here, Mark. We got to get after it.
Well, and speaking of the promotional calendar, they released today in September a 40th anniversary Detroit Tigers jersey with the Mud Hens wearing an Old English tee.
I know, pretty cool, huh? I mean, that's going to be an awesome thing coming up in late September, one of the last games of the regular season. They're going to do that. So head to mudhens.com. You can see that there, and you can get your tickets now. It's a great spot.
Absolutely. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to the Hens in St. Paul beginning on Friday, and then Louisville. All those games right here on BCSN with Matt Melzak and Jim Weber on the call.
Appreciate it, Mark.